everybody, my name is Maya and welcome to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because my dad and I have been planning this fishing adventure for literally weeks now. We're going to be heading up to a lake that neither of us have ever been to before, and hopefully we'll be able to catch some lake trout there. We're actually going out to the lake tomorrow, so today we're just going to be setting up our fishing poles. We're going to be getting some lures together, getting our nets, kayaking gear, everything like that, so that we're ready to go for tomorrow. We're going to set out pretty early in the morning tomorrow, so I'm going to show you the clips of getting ready, and then I'll see you guys when we're loaded up and ready to go out onto the water. I'm really excited to start this adventure, so without further ado, let's do it! So this is the pile of lures that we're bringing. We're mostly going to focus on using 4 and 5 inch size paddle tails, so that's what this entire box is, along with some 1 ounce jig heads. My dad and I also worked on getting our heavyweight spinning rod set up, so this is the rod I'm using, and this is the rod he's using, and we do need our heavyweight stuff for these lake trout because they're much bigger than the little bass and pike we're used to catching with our ultralight gear. We're also going to bring nets in the chance that we actually do hook into one of these trout because we're going to need to get it in the kayak somehow. So now we have all of our gear together, which is all right here, and the last thing we have to do is load the kayaks onto the van. Alright, so we just got everything packed into the van. There's Dad. We're just about ready to go. It's still really dark outside, but we're about to start our, it's like about an hour trip?
About an hour, yeah.
About an hour trip up to the lake. I'm super excited. I'm really hoping we can catch some trout today. What do you think?
We're gonna try.
We're gonna try. Alright, so we just got to the lake. It's right behind me. It looks so nice. So we just have to unload the kayaks from the top of the van and we are gonna get out there and get fishing. I really can't wait. It is so beautiful out there today and it was definitely worth the drive out here. Alright, so it is a little after 7 o'clock and we just got all the kayaks loaded up, everything inside. We got the net in case, we were to catch anything, paddle, water, and then a whole bag full of lures. We're gonna launch the kayaks in a minute, get out on this beautiful lake. It is a wonderful morning. The fog on the trees up there is so pretty. I just can't wait to get out there. So we're gonna launch the kayaks and then get to fishing. Alright, so I'm going to start off with this 4-inch silver and white paddle tail with a 1 ounce blue and silver jig head. And my dad has the depth finder with his fish finder in the kayak, so we're going to go out to between like 80 and 90 feet of water. And then the technique is that we're just going to drop it straight to the bottom, and then when we feel it hit the bottom, we're just going to reel it straight up. And then while it's on its way up, the paddle will be going, and that's generally when the lake trout hit. So that's the strategy for today. It's so beautiful out here. The fog on the trees is amazing. The water is super calm. It's like 60 degrees, so perfect weather. The sun is just rising right in front of us, so I don't know. Even if we don't catch anything today, it's still a really nice day to be out on the water. I'm really excited to be here, and hopefully we'll be able to catch some lake trout. All right, first drop down. Let's see what happens. We are currently in 95 feet of water, so a little bit over that 90, but pretty much anywhere from 80 to 100 is good. So when the line stops coming out, we know we're on the bottom. And we just start reeling it straight up, and when the fish hits, you'll know it because the whole rod will just completely bend over. So that's basically what we're doing. And then once it gets up, you just open the bail and drop it right back down. Alright, so I just chopped the head off of my paddle tail to make it a little bit shorter because I'm not really sure how big the lake trout are in here. So I'm going to try the smaller profile paddle tail and hopefully that will work to catch a trout today. I just need one. I just need one trout to feel good. I don't care if it's like a little baby lake or anything. Okay, so we've been out here fishing for lake trout for a little bit over an hour now, and I got a couple hits on the way up, like when I was bringing it up, but we didn't actually catch anything. So while it's still pretty early in the morning, we were just gonna try to fish like the shoreline that's kind of in front of us here. I'll show you real quick. So there is like that shoreline right over there, right there, and that is kind of where we're gonna try, because there are of course different species in this lake, not just trout. There's largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, northern pike, chain pickerel. There's also black crappie and like littler bait fish. We're gonna, while it's like still kind of early, we still have a pretty good chance of hooking into something. So we're gonna try with the ultralight here for those littler fish. Hopefully we can catch something over here. The shoreline does look really nice. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So there is a really nice brush pile right in front of me. There's actually like 2 or 3 trees that fell into the water right here. So that's kind of, I think, where I'm gonna fish. The sun is just coming out from behind me. There's actually a really nice weed line I'm seeing right here too. Actually, I don't want to go into that weed line, so I'm gonna just hang out right here for a minute. Awesome. I'm such a disaster. There we go. It actually wasn't so bad. Alright, Dad just got a fish. We gotta head over. It's a crappie. And he said, I don't think, you've never caught a crappie before? He's never caught a crappie before, so this is his first crappie. Gotta go over and see. We gotta go see it. There he is with his crappie.
My very first crappie ever.
Out of a brand new lake. Well, trying to fish for lake trout. Nice. That is a nice fish.
He put up no fight though. I pulled him like he came right out of the water. Can you get a picture of me?
Yes. Very nice.
All right, little guy. Swim away.
Good job. So I just switched from that little crankbait to this little 2-inch, it's like a brown with red fleck paddle tail on a green, yellow, and black painted jig head. We're seeing a lot of minnows in here. It's like swimming around in the shallower areas. And so I figure a minnow imitation is probably gonna catch fish. Our fishing trip has just turned into trying to catch bluegill just to get the skunk out of the boat. Oh, he got another one!
Molly, no?
Largy!
Just a little guy, but I'll take it.
Alright, that was my turn.
Little perch rapala.
Perch rapala?
Or, I'm sorry, no, gold rapala.
A gold rapala.
Oh, man.
Got him! Fish on! Oh, it's a little baby bass.
Hey, it counts.
It does count, and it gets the skunk out of the boat.
On the board.
Aw, he's so little. I don't think, well, no, I have caught bass smaller than this, but this is like really tiny. The paddle tail is almost as big as him. He's so little. Bye, little guy.
Easy there, fella.
Ah.
All right, take it
I just had a really big perch. It followed it all the way in and I bit it. And I saw it and I freaked out because I've never caught a perch. There we go, fish on. That one feels bigger. Oh, it's a perch. It's a perch. It's a perch. Yes! Wow, that's a giant perch.
You get a good one?
Yeah! I caught my first ever perch. And it's a really good one. Wow. I mean, I don't actually know how big perch normally get. Oh boy. But I'm pretty sure, okay, if it calms down, I'm pretty sure that this is a good sized perch. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that a good sized perch? I think it's a pretty good sized perch. That's crazy. My first ever perch. Alright, this is my first ever perch. It has some really pretty red fins and the stripes on it are beautiful. I don't actually know like if this is really a good sized perch or not. I'm going into the rocks now, but anyways, I'm gonna let this guy go. Thank you so much for biting. Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited about that catch. And I got him, again, on that little paddle tail. Looks like he took the paddle off of it though. But on this little 2-inch paddle tail, they seem to really be liking this today. There we go, fish on. Wow. This is, I don't know if this was smaller than the first one, but it's another really tiny bass. Little tiny little guy. I can barely even lip him. Alright, we'll see you later, little one. Thank you for biting. This paddle tail is being pretty successful today. There we go, fish on. Aww. Okay, this is definitely the smallest bass of the day. Look at how little he is. Oh, we'll see you later, little guy. Another fish. That's 2 in a row. That is a beautiful pumpkin seed. I don't know if you can see the colors. Hold on, let me get a better video of this fish. Check out that really pretty pumpkin seed I just caught with those brilliant blues and oranges and reds. What an awesome catch. All right, let's get this little guy home. See you later. Thanks for biting. All right, so it was really fun catching all those little fish like the sunfish and the perch and the little bass. But we did come here to catch lake trout. And so we're gonna go back and start fishing for those again. It's 11 o'clock right now. And so we've been out here for like 3.5 hours-ish. It is really nice out. The sun came out for a little while, so that's really nice. I'm hoping with the sun, maybe the fish will start biting. I'm hoping. I just want to catch one trout. It could be a lake trout or a brown trout. I didn't realize there were brown trout in here, but there are. I mean, I'm happy with either species. But I just want to catch a trout. So hopefully I'll be able to do that. That would be pretty cool. See if we can catch something. Don't come off, don't come off. This is gonna be my biggest fish of the day. Yes, come here, come here. Yes! There we go. Biggest fish of the day. Really nice largemouth bass. Awesome. That is so cool. I'm glad that I finally got a fish that's a somewhat decent size. Even though it's not huge, I'll take it. See you later, bud. Did you just see that? Oh my god, and there's a fish. That was incredible. I know you guys weren't able to see that, but I casted and my lure like ricocheted off of a leaf on a tree into the water. So it didn't get stuck on the branch. It actually like bounced off. And I was like, pretty amazed at how that had happened. Like I didn't get it stuck in the tree, and then as soon as it hit the water, a fish hit it. And I caught a fish on it too, so that was pretty cool. Let me just show you kind of like where I'm fishing right now. So I got all these trees in front of me, and I'm just casting like right in the water, like right there. And we're just drifting down the shore. So yeah, like you either get really good casts or really bad casts, and if they're good, then usually they'll catch some of these little fish, but if they're bad, then they'll end up in a tree or a bush or on a stick, or there's all weeds in the water. Oh wow, there's a fish right there. Look at that, a little bass. So yeah, that's kind of just what we're doing in this area. Actually, it's kind of what we've been doing throughout this whole lake, is just fishing the shore by the trees and casting it in as far as we can and then bringing it out, and just like that, these little guys have been hitting like crazy all day long. So the time right now is 2:25 and we just kayaked up the entire, well, almost the entire shore. We're at like a little corner right now, you can kind of see there. So we're gonna just fish this corner here and then we're gonna go back out into the middle and try and catch some lake trout for the final time. I don't know, we tried really early in the morning for them. We tried kind of in the mid-afternoon for them, like early afternoon for them. Now it's like 2:25, so it's kind of getting into the actual afternoon. I don't know. I honestly don't have a lot of faith about these lake trout. I have a feeling that all we're gonna catch today are those little bass and those panfish, which were very fun. I'm not disappointed in that at all. But I don't know, my fingers are crossed. We're just gonna fish up past this corner, see if we can't hook into any more little guys before we go back out into the middle of the lake, and hoping that a lake trout is sitting there and is very hungry. Alright, so unfortunately I think that's gonna have to wrap it up for today's video. Although unfortunately is not probably the best word to use, because I did have a really good day out here. Even though we came out targeting lake trout and hoping to catch lake trout, almost expecting, which I think that was part of the problem. We were expecting to catch something, which you should never do that, especially when you're going to a new place, because we didn't catch any. All we ended up catching today were little bass, perch, bluegill, and crappie. And those were actually pretty fun to catch on the ultralight gear, so I'm really glad we actually decided to bring the ultralight gear, because we weren't going to in the first place. We were just going to bring the heavyweight stuff for the trout, since that's why we were coming out here, but we were out here for a little over 10 hours. The nature today was beautiful. I'm so glad I was able to get out. Even though I didn't catch the trout like I was expecting to, it was still a really fun day of fishing, still a really fun day of kayaking. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and until next time, fish on, my friends.